Welcome to Wrike 201 Intermediate Features. In this video, we'll be diving into some more features to help you extract additional value out of the program. You may be familiar with the idea that a folder equals a project. There is a bit more to them as well. We're going to take a look at two different examples to folders here, starting with our company. In this structure, I've broken out an entire company into different folders, and here we're using them more as organizational units. We can see a category for clients, and inside tracking everything from the sales pipeline to the interaction with existing customers. Company knowledge base, like a corporate wiki, internal notes, procedures, and guides, all accessible in one place, regardless of my team's geographical location. Departments, so that I can track not only individual responsibility, but departmental as well. Projects, so we can always see those active projects that are being worked on. Project templates, so you never have to start from scratch again. You can simply come in and duplicate one of the templates and start a project from there. The status, trade shows for my different event planning, and then an archive, which is a best practice in Wrike because your projects are never automatically archived. Instead, I can put them here so they stay out of my daily folder structure, but still readily available for referencing. Now, coming back up, Get Educated is a folder structure that was built out completely based on need. The objective was to view projects based on the responsible project manager. So, a folder per project manager and their projects inside. We're still using a folder as an organizational unit here, but this folder structure meets the need perfectly. It also demonstrates for us that a folder can be in multiple places at the same time. You heard me right. This summer project is being worked on by both Brian and Helen. It's not a copy or a duplicate. It's the exact same folder. How did I get it in two places? If I click on the folder here, we go into the list, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner, which is the folder info. Clicking on it, this is like the label of the folder. It's the top level view with all of the details. We can see the name of it and, just like at the task, where it's located, and even add to that. I could decide that this summer project is being worked on by both Brian, Helen, and Lydia. So we'll add it to her folder. You can see it's instantly added. You click on the plus to do any adding. You would search by the name. Additionally, if I decide to do any removing, I just click on the X here, and it's instantly accomplished. Now that we've covered those two ways of using a folder, the project, the organizational unit, let's touch on the third, which is using a folder as a tag. We're going to say that within our projects, we often have to wait for customer approval. And it would be great to know when a task is waiting on that. Much like the completed status telling me when work is finished, this status would let me know when it's paused. So I'm going to click on the company, so right click to add a folder, and this is going to be called statuses. Well, there we go. Inside of this folder, I'm going to add the one that I wanted, which is going to be pending customer approval. The reason that I created the statuses and the pending customer approval inside is because I'm betting that I'm going to add more than just one. We're just going to start here. Now, if I go into one of the projects that we're working on, we'll say the website redesign here, I can note that the first draft is currently pending customer approval. I'm going to click on the task here, and by dragging the folder to the task, I add it as a tag. When we open the task here, we can see that it's currently in both places. Cool, huh? If I wanted to ensure that this is a little bit more visible, let's go ahead and add a folder color like we did with the website redesign. Let's right-click here and make this purple. That makes it stand out a lot better. What's more is I would probably reserve this purple color for the custom statuses that I create. That way, anytime I see the purple color, I know that it's telling me something deeper about my tasks. There's several more ways that we can make this particular task list more meaningful as well. I'm going to go ahead and close the task so we can look at it more closely. Currently, these tasks are being sorted by priority, which is kind of cool because I can dictate it. I can come in and drag and drop and rearrange my tasks in this way so that I'm sorting them by the priority that I've dictated. I could change this as well. It could be sorted by importance, by title, which would be alphanumeric. Status works great when we're looking at both active and, say, completed tasks. Date is probably one of the most logical, as we'll get a nice chronological sorting by due date. Now, let's take this idea a step further by working with a scenario. I'm going to say that I want to see all the tasks that are assigned to my team and due this week. Well, I don't want to limit it to just the website redesign, and so I'm going to click on Company, which is the account name. I'm going to click on Show Descendants here in the list, as that ensures that I'm looking down inside of my whole folder tree, regardless of where these tasks reside. It could be in Get Educated or in our company. And you can see how that changes the number of tasks that we're dealing with as well. Next, I click on the Filters button in the upper right-hand corner. And remember, my desire was to see all the tasks assigned to my team due this week. There's 3 filters that will show up by default. Clicking on Advanced, there's a whole secondary list as well, so you can really get specific. I need to first identify what filters are up by default, active and to all, which means regardless of who this is assigned to, or even unassigned. My team is made up by me, Max, Vincent, Charlotte, and Maggie. The next parameter was tasks that are due this week. So let's scroll down, due date, this week. Got the task perfect. I think sorting by date makes the most sense here, and if I want to keep an eye on this list specifically, the best way to do so is to click on the menu, the 3 dots, add this to my dashboard. The name of the folder that you first clicked on is pre-populated here, but I can modify or change this to whatever I want. I'm going to note that this is my team this week. Add to dashboard. What I just did is create a custom dashboard widget. It's got the tasks all nicely arranged as I wanted them. It's got the title, and what's more is that this is not static. And so if any of these tasks were to be completed, maybe we already finished the brochure distribution, we can mark it as complete and it will be removed from my list. So remember, one of the filters that was applied was active. Completed omits it from the list. Let's do one more scenario, but add a little bit more detail to it. I want to see all the milestone tasks that my team has due this month, but not the ones that are part of the Summer 10K project. Complicated, huh? Now we're still going to start at that top level. The Summer 10K is an active project inside of our company. But I know that there's some milestones in there that my team may be assigned to, but they're not the primary workers on it. Company, show descendants. In order to omit tasks from a specific folder, we need to incorporate the search bar. Now this search is great because it can be used for searching for keywords, maybe something like client. I could even use it to search for comments specifically by telling Wrike that I'm looking in the comments. This is called a search operator. We are going to be using a search operator here, but the one we'll be utilizing is called not in. We use the colon to then identify not in what. Use the quotations To identify the title, end quotations, hit enter. We've now eliminated tasks that are in that folder. I need to apply my other parameters now. Filters, my team, me, Max, Vincent, Maggie, Charlotte, and Carrie. I wanted to see just those tasks that are milestones and that were to do this month. Fantastic. Got the list exactly how I want it. Again, to create a dashboard widget, menu, add it to the dashboard, and I need to add the name. So we'll say this is our monthly milestones. Perfect. Now what happens when you're looking at a list and you see a task that is overdue? Let's look at this program promotional email here. Ideally, nobody wants any overdue task, and especially when you see one from a team member, you kind of want to help. This task is currently assigned to Charlotte, but maybe she needs some help. Did you know that you can @tag in Wrike? If I come down into the comments, I use the @symbol, so Shift-2, I get my whole list of users. Let's go ahead and ask Charlotte if she needs some help. What this does is it sends a push notification to Charlotte. It'll send it out immediately, and it also ensures for anyone else that might be following this task that this question is specifically directed at her. Another use case for this is inviting somebody into the discussion. Maybe I know that Max has done a lot of promotional emails, so he may be able to provide some insight. Let's go ahead and invite him to join this conversation. @Max. Again, a push notification is sent to him, and he can answer these directly from his inbox via the email integration. What's more is that the same functionality can be used to reference a task. Maybe there is one out there that would provide some resources to Charlotte to help her get this done. We use the @symbol, and I know that it is the first draft. We'll go ahead and add it here. Now what she's able to do is to click on the link here to that task to quickly access it without having to leave her view. Use the back button and return. Pretty cool, huh? If there's something else in this task that's unclear, we could even reference it by using quotations. Perhaps Max wasn't sure exactly what insights I may have wanted. Or maybe I want to expand. If I highlight it, you'll see the little quote button that appears. Click on it. You could even reference text from other tasks. That way he knows exactly what I was referring to in that question. You should now feel pretty well armed to dive in to the more 2.0 features of the program. You can build out your folder structures. You can tag both tasks and folders for better organization, customize your dashboard for ultimate usability, and even use the comment field to its full potential. At this point, all I have to say is happy tasking.